Hello guys, it's Karen. Just a little video before we begin our little featured presentation. We have a little contest that we talk about in our video about giving away a free book that we had written called hashtag Love Yourself, a guide to awakening the soul and putting your ego to sleep. That's the real title. What we want you to do is to comment down below. Let us know if we taught you anything in the last year, what that is. We'd love to know if we've actually helped anyone. And we're going to pick one winner. And that one winner is going to get a book that I will sign and send with so much love and gratitude for you being here with us. So that's it. Those are the rules. Hopefully you guys will comment. Also like and subscribe and click on the bell for more future fun stuff with us. This is for our 101 video on YouTube, so just a little celebration. So we love you guys and have a great day and good luck to the winner.
Hey guys, this is Tina from Quantum Healing with Tina. I'm a Beyond Quantum Healing practitioner, spirit releasement therapist, and intuitive empath. Today we're here with Karen.
Hi guys, I'm an intuitive starseed, energetic healer, BQH practitioner, channel, and medium.
And today is our 101 video day.
Yay! And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And click on the bell.
Yeah. It's been a year since we started doing BQH and started this channel, and we just realized we're at 100 videos.
Yes.
Pretty amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
We've been in it for a year now, and YouTube has been growing, and we've had over 50-something sessions.
Yeah.
And growing.
Yeah, 50 BQH, and I mean, it has to be over 20 RSRs, like including our practice ones in class too. So yeah, so we wanted to just do a video to talk about what we learned in the past year about ourselves and the world and our clients, just everything. So what have you learned?
Oh, what have I learned? Well, in the last, okay, so we're dating back to like last July, right?
Yeah.
So what have I learned?
Wasn't that your first session, July?
Yeah, I think it's my anniversary today. Oh shoot, maybe that's why I had that dream.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that makes sense now.
Everyone's like, what? Okay, well I had, if anyone doesn't know, like my first session that Tina has ever facilitated for me, I landed in Sirius and was able to see my family, my parents. I was able to feel like the love and understood like my journey into my decision in coming onto Earth as a volunteer. And last night I had a dream, and I was telling Tina this morning, I was just like, it was the funniest dream. It was my physical body. I was back in the castle in Sirius, but as
the
me,
same
like I
scene
said.
that you had in your session. Yeah.
Yes, except there's a lot of dancing. Like it was the musical dance version. And I was excited. I was just like dancing, and I was like, I'm gonna come to Earth now, and we're gonna do it great. Like it's ascension time, and like it was the funniest thing. Like I was just like Bollywood dancing the whole down the hallway. It was so fun. Like I just remember it feeling so like, oh, exhilarating. And Tina was there, but it was a holographic like image of her saying like, okay, like I'm already there on Earth. I'm gonna see you there. Like we're gonna meet up, and it's gonna be great. And I was like, it's gonna be great, like. And they showed me pictures of people, like people in this world that I know now, who I have to remember because they're gonna make like an impact. I remember I saw you. Obviously, you were there, and you were the image. I saw my friend Veronica, and I don't know who else, but I remember you too because her hair is red, so it stuck out. And yeah, And I just remember my conscious mind came in, which has been happening a lot lately. My conscious mind is coming into my dreams. And it's as if like I'm catching myself doing something like something that I would normally do in a dream per se.
Right.
But then my conscious mind of this life comes in and I'm like, oh my God, this is exciting. Like, what are you doing here? What are we doing? Where are we? And so my conscious mind was there, and I remember feeling none of this density of this life, no fear. I was feeling so much joy and hope, or like really positive, like as if there's nothing, no filter in the way, like an ego filter that's like, okay, you got to be careful, you got to watch out, the thing that's protecting you from
Right.
this world. It was not there. That was turned off. Myself, I was on, like, I mean, my true self. So yeah, it was really interesting to feel that, especially with me coming in and not feeling that density of this body and experiences that we have here. So anyway, I was just dancing the whole time, and I saw a teacher, which was like a coworker of mine, came in, and she was just like, "You have to remember, it's gonna be hard. It's not easy." And I was just like, "It's gonna be great." I go, I'm gonna remember, and it's gonna be fine. Like I promise, I'm gonna wake up."
So naive.
Held on to the promise, and then when I woke up, like I was laughing at how like it was like the movie Grease, like it was like dancing and music. And I remember like Tina telling me, she's like, "Yeah, don't worry, everything's gonna be great because we're gonna dance all the time." I'm like, "Okay." Like, no, so nothing's gonna change. And
That's
yeah,
so funny.
yeah, so I woke up and I was like, wow, that was like a fun, really cool and fun dream. And then I'm like cutting to my what do you call it, my excitement to come here, and then cutting to this, to my a memory of me or pictures of me as a child, and I'm just like not smiling. I'm just hating life. Like,
Oh my God,
what am I
wait, do you
doing
have
here?
those pictures right now? You have to show them that picture of you by the Christmas tree.
I don't have
Oh,
it. I
it's
can
on your
show it to you.
phone.
It's on
Oh,
my
wait,
phone. Okay, yeah, go ahead. But yeah, if you see pictures of me as a child, like it's very, you're gonna see the little ET girl that I am in there, and how much I absolutely could not take it. It was so hard. And but then I think back to the dream, and it's so the opposite, like optimistic, really like thinking like it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna do amazing. You're coming here for a reason. You're gonna make a difference.
Well, I feel like that was a dream to remind you, because that was the energy of your first session. Like, you were super excited to come, and everyone was excited for you, and they were having a party, and everyone was gathered in the courtyard. It was the same exact energy from your very first session, which is so cool. And that we just even made that connection right now.
I know. I wasn't even thinking that till we just said it.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, it's true. Yeah, so it's amazing to have that as a 1 year anniversary reminder, especially like on our 101st YouTube video, and how far we've come from just starting all the things that we didn't feel that we were courageous enough to do, and doing it. Now we're at
Doing
101,
it. Yeah.
doing it. We just keep going through. It's exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, she's looking for that picture. It's embarrassing. Not
Oh,
really.
it's the cutest.
I know, because I have that like little 80s like Asian haircut, and my hands are
Oh my
like,
God, here it is.
look at my hands.
You see?
Look at me. See, that's me, the volunteer, the happy, excited. We're gonna do it. We're gonna
So excited. Oh my God. So good. Yeah. Yeah. So a year since your session. And that I think they're just reminding you of how excited you were to be here.
Right. I know. It's funny because it's so easy to forget, right? It's so easy. Um, yeah, no. I mean, like, I'm really happy for that reminder and the gifts that have happened since that session. Like, really being able to open myself up into the unknown, or, well, not really the unknown, the parts that I have always been familiar with in my life of, daydreaming and checking out and doing all that had benefited our business and being able to help others cross over into the healing part of their, you know, all their what do you call it, adventure into themselves. I find has
Yeah.
been a great bridge. So yeah, I mean, like, I've learned a lot in my mediumship and channeling, and really learning how to trust myself and really getting in there. It's really easy for me to get in, and now to actually use these, that ability to help others. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always learning something. So
Yeah.
yes.
It's really cool. I just had a flashback of like the session you had with Lori Ladd and her telling you that you're not necessarily even going to be channeling. You're just going to be having conversations with them because you're so connected. And we were like, no, like you were
It
like
sounds weird, right?
you could never believe you couldn't believe it at the time that that was even possible. But it was
Right.
always there, like in the background, just waiting for you to catch up with it.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
so
yes.
cool.
What
And she
about you?
even said you're gonna have didn't she see a sign or something that said like star seeds here?
Yeah, like I was going to
Yeah,
help star seeds or whatever, which we may very well be helping. That our clients that may be coming to us may be star seeds. I mean, we're all from the stars. I
technically,
mean,
right,
technically, but yeah, we are doing that for others
right,
coming home. Yeah.
yeah.
What about you?
What about me? Oh my God, I've learned so much in the last year. It's really hard to pinpoint. I mean, just so much expansion. First of all, my fear, getting over my fear of doing this, actually putting myself out there was such a big step for me. Um, because again, it wasn't just fear from this life. It was like lifetimes of fear for being persecuted for stepping out as a spiritual person and being seen. So there was
Right.
all that fear of stepping forward. And this is what we're seeing in a lot of our clients as well. Like they have all these spiritual gifts and abilities, but this fear from past lifetimes is holding them back from stepping all the way through. And
Yes.
I knew when I was doing it that it was important for me to do it
Mm-hmm.
for the other people that were going to come, and because it felt like such a huge part of my mission, but like the collective mission of light workers and starseeds that are here doing it and watching all the ones that have come before us and pushed past that fear and did it. Like they gave me the courage to do it. And
Yes.
yeah, it was really scary starting. And then because on the other side of that, there's going to be judgment. Like your normal everyday friends and family and people that know nothing about this kind of stuff. There's going to be that judgment there.
Yes.
And there was a lot of that to overcome, especially with family, um, and them calling me crazy and things like that. um, so yeah, that was big for me, and getting through that and learning to transmute that and learning to deal with that judgment and
Yes.
the opinions of other people. Now it doesn't bother me at all, like at all. Like I post whatever I want without even thinking twice about it, you
That's
know?
good.
Yeah, it's really good. And I get like bolder every day with my posting. Um, but it is good. It feels so liberating um, to not be held back by other people's opinions of me and their
Right.
judgments of me and what they might think of me. It feels so good to really truly be stepping into who I really am and
Mm-hmm.
to be giving others the courage to do the same, because they're seeing us doing it. So they're thinking, why can't I do it? And they're drawing courage from us and like gearing up to do their own stepping out. So that I think is really cool.
I'm sharing just a little bit more, but not more than I usually do. I usually share wish suggestions, but now I'm starting to like go forward because I'm like, you know what, we need to like, I'll take my little breaks and then I'll go hard again. And take a break and then go hard again.
Yeah. I mean, we always need our breaks too. But I feel like as far as like truth goes, I'm always like truth has always been really important to me. And it feels really important, like beyond important for me. There's something deep in my soul that right now is fueling me. It's just something that just won't let it die because I feel it. Like I know we've been here at this point in time before. This isn't the first time we've been here. Like we've been here over and over and over again, and every time we failed as humanity because we just weren't ready for the ascension, and we just never got there. We kept falling. That's why Atlantis fell and Lemuria fell, because we couldn't do it. We were either too naive, or we were in our love and light, and we were holding our love and light, but in our naivety we just let the dark forces roll over us because we weren't protecting ourselves. We weren't standing up for ourselves. We weren't using our voices. We weren't doing any of that, and so they just rolled over us, and it fell. So,
yeah, it's like a deep submission.
Right.
Every time.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that there's this like fire in me that's like, we're not going to let it happen this time, So that fuels me. But anyway, that's like way off topic right now.
Yeah. No. I just want to take a little tiny break. Are we going to offer our little thing for our 101st video celebration?
101 video celebration. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, well, we'd like to offer people our book that we had written, which came out right when the pandemic was just starting. So it stole our thunder, but this is it. It's a project near and dear to me and Tina. We've been working on this since we've met each other practically. So yes, now it's actually, it's a 5-year, our little baby. And we'd like to offer it to whoever would like to, what were our rules? Whoever would like to comment and let us know down below what they've learned, or if we've taught you anything. Have you learned anything from us?
Yeah. What you've learned from us from watching our videos in the past year.
Yes.
Yeah. And easy. Karen will send you a free copy of our book.
Signed.
Yeah. A free giveaway. We love you guys and appreciate you so much. Like everyone that watches our videos. I can't even believe people watch our videos, like it's still like people, and like, yeah, it's still really weird, to have an online presence. And
wait, wasn't there a client that we had that was just like, oh, like she knew us, and I was like, what? Like it felt weird. I was just like, oh, you know a lot, like,
right.
you don't realize. I understand, like when I'm not, well, I've heard celebrities saying like it's weird sometimes when people say like they know things about them and they have no idea who the hell this person is. Right. And that's what I understood. I was like, oh yeah, it feels like that. It's not scary or anything, but it's just weird because you don't realize that you're in the public eye or in someone's living room on the TV. You don't know.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that, like catching you off guard, and I'm like, you're online, like people see you all the time.
I know, you don't think so, right?
We have hundreds of views on our videos every day.
I watch sometimes doubles.
Oh, that's you.
I watch them.
That's just
I'm liking and commenting.
Yeah, you guys have to like our videos and comment because I feel like a lot of spiritual channels too are getting like shadow banned.
Yeah, shadow ban. Our numbers are weird. Like they're not showing the correct numbers because when you actually click on the video, like let's say it says 12 views, you click on the video and it's at 87, and I'm like, what? Yeah, and what else is happening? Yeah, there's a lot of people being censored, so
Big time. Yeah.
just gotta keep sharing and
Yeah.
educating.
Educating.
You know.
Yeah. So what else have you learned over the past year?
I've learned. What have I learned? I always learn something from every one of our sessions. There's always something that kind of opens up a little more in myself, like
Yeah.
when they heal, so am I, we are healing as well. So there's always that part of me. Like there's, we've had a lot of sessions where I've also been emotionally, triggered and have
The one I just
cried.
posted, the last one, the skydiving with Jesus, we were all crying at the same time.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't heard that session since we did it, so I don't know.
Well, Jesus suggested that we do tapping to help her release some of those emotions that were stored.
So we were all tapping together?
We were all tapping
Our
and
own
crying.
stuff. Do people know what tapping is? Tapping, if you haven't caught any of us like talking about it, it's really like when you feel or there are emotions that are stuck in your body that are ready to come out. By tapping yourself on your arms, your body, wherever, will bring that emotion up and out.
And it
really works.
It really works. Yeah.
It really works. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're clearing ourselves while we're doing that, or if we're helping her clear, or maybe a combination of both.
I think it's like we're all connected anyway, right? So it's for everybody, for us, for them, for all. It's all relative, right? So,
Yeah.
I feel it's a little bit for everything. I mean, like even like when you feel that revelation hit them, it opens up something in you too. Like I feel it inside, right? So it's like, okay, like it's whatever deep, whatever reaching them is deep reaching me too.
Yeah, for sure. Every single, I mean, I remember before I even started this work, just watching sessions online, I would receive the healing that the clients would get.
Exactly.
So now, like actually being in it, you're like really
Yes,
receiving that healing too.
You're getting it live, and yeah, we've experienced a lot of things. I mean, I find the evolution of where we go in the healing, I guess, from your session we landed for Tina's session. We landed in the Angel Clubhouse, and then we started to use this place as the healing temple that we bring our clients to.
Yeah, and now Dolores is there hanging out all the time, and the angels and Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene and Jesus.
Yeah, they're always there. They're just like whatever. There's an organ playing. Dolores is playing an organ. She heals just by her one-liners and song lyrics. Usually, like at the end, like when healing is done, she usually does like she has like a confetti gun, and it just shoots. That's how it's done. Yeah, like she does a lot of things. It's really fun to see.
Yeah, and she always the song lyrics started with that session that we wrote about. It was actually a surrogate session for a 9-year-old girl. I think we posted a video about that. The pot of gold. And she said, what did she say?
The love you take,
and in
the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make.
Yeah. That's what started the whole song lyrics things. And then in every session after that, she started saying like just a line from a song that would mean something to the client, or like somehow
it would be like the theme
reveal.
The theme of the session.
Yeah, it would be like the theme of the session. It's really cool. Yeah. We'll talk about your opening scenes too, because they've been really profound.
Yeah, I find like, sometimes I like Tina and I will talk about old clients and I can't seem to place them. I'm just like, who, because we've had so many and, sometimes back to back to back. And the only way that I can remember is through usually my opening scenes. Like the opening scenes is really like when we get out of induction and it's how we start it. So usually in tandem sessions, she'll start with the client, what they see, and then she'll come to me and I say what I see. But yeah, my opening scenes have been pretty big. I guess it's kind of like, it reminds me a lot of our bubble sessions, like where we would start with an opening scene, like just kind of set the tone, a little bit of a, what is it, like the main lesson perhaps, or something about the character of the client or what they're going through, or a metaphor of what, yeah, their life is. So
I
yeah,
think
we'll
it's
see some things.
interesting, like how it evolved like that, just naturally evolved. Like the way the bubble sessions evolved into you, like always seeing some kind of scene for them and then going into the questions. Like we never had to go like
Yeah,
straight, like connecting with the higher self and asking straight questions. No, they've always shown you some kind of scene for them, whether it's a past life related or a metaphor for what they need to learn. They always show you something, and it's always really profound. And I think why you remember them the most is it's like kind of like watching a movie, like you remember the beginning and the end, but like
yeah,
the whole middle is a blur, and plus you're in trance, so you're not, your conscious mind isn't there anyway. So those,
right.
and they always seem to be the biggest, like the one recently with the fireworks, remember that one?
Yeah, yes. It was pretty much what the basis of that was that the client was like laying on her belly, or not her belly, on her back, and her stomach was open or something like that, and I just saw fireworks coming out of her, like these beautiful lights, and each spark of light was going into people. There was like ton of people like around. It was like a lake or something, because she was in a boat, a single boat, and in the middle of this water, and the land all around it, there are people, and those fireworks were just feeding, like they were falling in, and a spark of light would go into somebody and into somebody into somebody. So it was like a metaphor for her giving her power away, because it was coming from her solar plexus. Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was crazy to see that, just how people were just like in there waiting for her to give it to them, so that they could thrive off of her own power. Yeah, it was
Right.
crazy.
And how
Hmm.
many of us have done that in our lives, given ourselves like that? So many
Right.
of us have done that. Yeah, that was a really profound scene, the way they show that to you
Yeah.
so vividly. And
And one thing too that I've learned in our sessions, like either you or I will like learn something, or you'll be guided to something relevant, and then it ends up showing up, or is relevant to where we are. At least for me, it has helped. I remember when you saw stuff on dissociative subpersonalities, or what do you call it, parts work and things like that. It was, I mean, I forget, it helped me a lot. Like I applied that knowledge into my own healing to open myself up even more, which opened up, the trauma that needed to, be released from my body. And then we also had clients that came to us too that were in that same parts work, that needed
yeah.
parts work, had, yeah, that had sub personalities inside that we had to acknowledge and let go.
Yeah, like how cool. That was really cool. That whole couple months where you were going through the same thing. I was guided to this as a facilitator, like I'm guided to what my clients and my girlfriend's gonna need, like
To heal, yeah.
yeah.
It was
And
all relevant.
to do guided, and I was guided to this channel on YouTube, which is an amazing channel called, oh god, what's it called? I just saw it like 2 days ago again. It
Is
came
it the
into my
girl?
awareness. Yeah,
The
it's
girl? Yeah, me too. I saw her. It's a
dissociative
DID.
dissociative on YouTube. She's amazing. She has dissociative personality disorder, and she explains it to people in a really scientific way to help you understand it. So I learned a lot from her. I was learning a lot about it, and then parts work specifically for integrating those, for validating and integrating those parts. Yeah, and then we were getting clients that needed parts work
Yes, and
too.
if you want to know what parts work is, there's a video that we did together, that you and I did together, where I was meeting like an aspect of myself, a part of myself that I had created through a
Jane.
trauma. Jane and baby.
I just revisited that the other day. What was I? Why was I looking at that? This is so
That
weird.
video?
Yeah,
Jane and baby?
I remember writing.
Oh,
Because
you're looking through all your stuff, no?
I was blogging all my yeah. It's called Parts Work. It's down a little bit on the list. Yeah, tell them about Jane and Baby.
What can I tell you about Jane and baby? Jane, usually, like when you have a personality that comes out, there's usually like a twin or a counterpart, like a Siamese twin. So Jane, the personality that comes out is she's really she's bitchy and she's tough. She's very aggressive. Very. Well, how else can you describe her? Why is your eyes like that? Because Tina's experienced her. What can you tell me about Jane? She's just mean. She's miserable and not nice and really arrogant, and she's not nice. But there for a reason. I created her to protect the little baby that I am inside. And that was the other personality, the little baby that she was protecting. And I probably created that personality when I was a baby. Young. Probably when you saw that little picture of me, around there.
No, it was
Yeah.
before that. You were in diapers.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Maybe I should watch my own video.
And again, left to cry on your own. Just like that post about the baby that's going around that is called extinction parenting.
Oh, right. And I just commented on that too. I'm like, I can't even imagine people doing that. Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's it. So anyway, that personality came out, and then we were able to meet the counter part of it, like the twin of it. And so I was able to address her, why she was there, what their needs are, and then be able to ask if she's ready to integrate. And I think she showed up. She said she was going to not fully integrate within me. She wanted to be part of it. So I think she was kind of like half in, half out, and was also showing herself like as a was it a falcon? I don't remember.
Was it a falcon? I don't know. We're gonna have to watch that.
A bird, okay, a big bird flying above me to protect me, because she was a protector.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, as a protector above me, to make sure that all is well, and to protect the little baby. And I think the baby decided to stay and hang out with my inner child. So yeah. But we gave her a voice. We gave the baby a voice. We gave Jane a voice to speak up and just to say why, like what her roles are, what she's feeling, and really give her that microphone to let her speak, and to ask, at least to heal that personality of myself that had been created because of my traumas. And
right.
yeah, it came. And then so far it's been all right.
Oh my God. And it has been good. And this girl that I've been following her healing journey forever, she like created a group on Facebook about her healing journey, and I haven't seen it in a long, long time. And I happened to see it the other day, and here she is diagnosed with dissociative personality disorder.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Amazing, the synchronicities that are all like everything's coming about after this year, and like all tying together in these cool ways.
We didn't even discuss what we were going to talk about, by the way, so we're just kind of like rolling with it.
Yeah, we were just winging it. um, which is, it's amazing the way just the body, mind, spirit of a human works to protect itself from trauma and to
Yes.
cope with the trauma we experience as children. And trauma is really subjective, which we've learned a lot about trauma over the past year. And one that it's very much subjective. What might be okay for me might like be traumatic for Karen, which is usually the case.
Yeah, I know, right? Little alien.
um, self-soothing. Yeah. And so every time we experience a trauma, which we are also working with in remote spirit release now too, because we address the psychological realms, is the subpersonalities, which is kind of
Mm-hmm.
another full circle. Because every
Yes.
time we experience a trauma, and it's not just as children, but throughout our lives, if we experience a trauma big enough, we will create a subpersonality to hold that trauma for us because the pain's too much for us to bear. So we might
Yes.
not even have full memory of that trauma and everything that it entailed because this aspect of us is holding that pain for us, or whatever they're doing. Every aspect of us has a different role to play and perform different functions for the whole of the self. And
Yes.
many people are functioning, day-to-day life, not necessarily like fully suffering, but just knowing something's not quite right with them. And these people,
Yes. Yes. I
and
know that.
these, yeah, but you don't have dissociative identity disorder. Like you're healed enough where you can work with those aspects yourself. But I mean, some people really need to um, like structure out each personality and give them a whole big, name and function in their life and this and this and this, and kind of
Right.
like have a different role for all of them before they're actually ready to integrate down the road a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And this enables them to be able to actually function better, knowing who their personalities are and what roles they play in their lives. And
Yes.
um,
Right. And
it,
it's just like the ego, that session that I had with the ego, like the moment that we were able to give the ego the voice and to give the role and allow it to have that ability to come with me in the spiritual journey together. That was what we were like, the big words. Like, we want to do this together. I don't want to leave you behind, and I'm not gonna abandon you anymore. You're gonna come with me. And it was like, all right. Like, and that's why it comes into my dreams, and it's like, what are we doing here?
yeah.
Oh, it was so exciting to be here with you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. Yeah, that was a big session for you, that ego session. I mean, the first few sessions we did for you were really hugely healing sessions.
Yes. And it opened up a lot within myself to continue the process of the healing in all the different parts of myself. And I mean, like, yeah, we did just you mirroring me already is a huge healing part to look at myself in that way in my everyday life with what I do and how I think and all that weird stuff, like cutting an onion. Um, and then going deep into a session to understand who I am as a soul, or going back to childhood, 1986, as the little girl who's just like exploring the house and remembering the details of the house, and then going in, to seeing myself like again who I was like when I was connected to nature, and how I lost that connection to nature.
That was like my favorite part ever.
Yeah, it was really like profound, like seeing myself in that way, especially like me being so disconnected, or I was disconnected then to it, like me thinking about grounding. I was like, are you crazy? Like, um, and then moving on into going deeper into, using the dimension jumping and the daydreaming as a way for me to connect deeper into myself and helping others as well. So it's like bringing in, the 5D to the 3D and vice versa, and transmuting all of that. And then which also led to parts work, understanding my subpersonalities, getting to know, like, healing the inner child even deeper, healing my ego again. Like, there's always like multi layers and levels to everything. And then going straight to the trauma healing of the body was really, I feel, is like not the final, or it was a big one, but like the final one. And now I feel like it's just a maintenance work of all of it now, all the time. So yeah, I've been able to encompass a lot of that just in the last year of, yeah, that healing, like layers and layers and layers of healing over and over and over again, and facing myself over and over and over again, and allowing those funny things to come out the way that they do.
Funny things, yeah. Yeah. It's been such an amazing year. So much healing. And so many, just always learning new things about ourselves,
Yeah, where were you last year? What did we do? I was on I was still on my sabbatical, so I was visiting you quite a lot back then.
Yeah, summer, yeah.
Yes, because that was when, yeah, like when we started that whole that first session with me. Yeah, that was when I was with you for like 5 weeks out there, and you got burned.
Got burned. Yeah.
You got burned.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I started like quantum healing with Tina's Facebook page in September. And I had like my first paying client in September.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything just started rolling from there. Slowly
Slowly,
making
again.
its way.
Yeah.
Making its way. And then I don't know how we started to just decide to do like bubbles or 10. I don't know. How did we get into that? Like where we were just like, hey, we should do this. Try this. Or we
I
started,
don't
oh, I know. I think maybe we started doing like surrogates. So we're just like, hey, let's do, we did your Aunt Bev.
we did me first.
Okay, well, yeah, we practiced on you, and then we did Aunt Bev. We did your dog, Bud, your cousin's dog, Rafa. Yeah, and then we ended up
We did JD.
offering. Yeah, well, it was you, but then it ended up being for JD, her brother, and yeah, I guess we're just really into that surrogate part, like offering
like the
surrogate
full
sessions.
surrogate, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and then after
Yeah,
that,
we
we went
realized
into
you
the
were
bubbles.
really good at it because you were in your first session you were a somnambulist. Like your conscious mind wasn't there at all. Then you started, as we practiced more and more, you started to realize that you could make a decision whether to bring it or not. So you were kind of practicing with the surrogates on bringing it and not bringing it and seeing which worked better. And then we decided to do the short bubble sessions.
How did we learn about bubbles? How did you get? Sorry, go ahead. Just because what?
Just because I felt like there was a lot of interest. Like people were really interested in quantum healing, but they just didn't want to make the commitment. Like that full jump, because it is a big.
It's a lot. It's a big
commitment
investment in yourself.
Right. I mean, you got to invest the time, the energy, the money into really committing to yourself, because it's not like a reading, a psychic reading or an energy healing kind of thing. Like you really do come face to face with yourself, and you have to be willing and ready to let go of a lot of things that aren't for your highest good, and to really take a good, honest look at yourself. And all that you've been through in your life,
Yes.
too, the trauma.
Yes, like what? Well, what I've done.
Right. And you're really brave, but it takes, some people, it takes a lot for some people to actually to go through with it and do that. So I felt that, and I felt that, a lot of people were really interested, but they didn't want to make the full commitment. So that's why I thought to do the bubbles would be really cool, because you could surrogate for them and they wouldn't have to do anything at all,
And they get to ask their questions and we get them
Yeah.
answered.
Yeah. what I would really like to do is start doing like short sessions one-on-one with people so they could experience it for themselves, and even just like doing the imagination exercises where they find a surprise for themselves. You know, some clients find really amazing things, like Carrie found the Sacred Heart of Jesus in the closet for her in
Right.
her imagination exercise. um, yeah.
Did you find a hanger?
No, I didn't find a hanger. But that
I
would
did. I
be
was like,
me.
yeah.
That would be me.
What did I find in mine? I found a couple things. No, it was like a blue scarf.
Blue scar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found like in my imaginary exercises, I got everything that I had seen minus the blue scarf. That was like the one thing I didn't get. But everything
Yeah.
else that I saw manifested.
Manifest it in real life. Yeah. Um, yeah. So the bubbles were a big hit back in the winter. A lot of people did that, and they were really excited and happy with them. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that it is a really fun way to just get your feet wet. Like if you're interested in quantum healing but don't want to make the full commitment, it is a really fun way because you do get all your questions answered, and you know you're not just getting your questions answered, but you're getting it from your higher self.
Right.
So that's really cool, and the healing too.
Yes.
So yeah, and then we expanded into tandems, which was really fun.
Yeah. Tandems are great. I love like being able to work with them and seeing and feeling or whatever they're experiencing. And at the same time, it's practically like almost every time, like we're on the same page. Like what they see and then what I see are kind of like similar. There have some similarities in it. Maybe not necessarily the same message, but there's similarities in what we see, which I really like.
Right,
That's really
like
fun to see.
in the session I just posted, the opening scene, she, in the life she was seeing, she ended up dying by jumping off a cliff. But the whole opening scene was the sunset in the desert, and it was peaceful and calm. And then the end of her life, she jumped off a cliff, which wasn't, you know, great. But she ended up going to the sun. Like she
Mm-hmm.
started the scene looking at the sunset or the sunrise. I'm not sure exactly which one it was, but she ended up the end of her life going to the sun, and that was her healing place.
Wow. Yeah.
And then when I checked in with you to see what you were seeing, you were in a plane,
Clean and at the eye of the sunset.
right? And yeah, in the plane at the eye of the sunset, and jumping out of the plane, and
Right.
then your parachute didn't work.
Yes.
And so you were freaking out and free falling in midair.
I don't
And,
know if
and
that was her freaking out or me freaking out. I think it was me.
you think
My
it was
conscious
you?
mind. Well, it felt like me because I really felt like I was falling. That's the thing. Like, but I'm here, like, laying down with my eyes closed, but in my head, I'm like falling. Like, it's just that feeling because, like, when you're in it, it is like Inception. Like I'm just calm as a cucumber here with my eyes closed, but like when I'm in it, like you're in it, like you're in a different world,
Yeah.
experiencing it. But yeah, it was just that feeling like of falling, like right before you jolt. That's what I was feeling.
Yeah.
And it kept going.
Right. So then Jesus was there with you while you were falling. And
Yeah,
whether
he had a remote and he pressed pause.
it's so awesome. So whether it was you or her, it was probably a combination of both. The lesson was in the surrender.
Yes.
Yeah. And what a I don't know, what do you call it, but like how cool that like she was jumping off a cliff, you were jumping out of the airplane. There was the sunset. Like there were so many connections between those scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up being about like just surrendering to the flow of life and letting go.
Yeah.
Really big lesson. Yeah, that was really beautiful. I was just gonna post that clip from the session, but I ended up posting the whole thing because it was just so, it was really beautiful. If you listen to it on, it is slow, but if you listen to it on 2 times, you can adjust it if you adjust the
Click
settings.
on like speed, play speed.
Yeah. It is a really beautiful session, and Jesus did the healing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so we expanded into tandems, and our first tandem was amazing. The one with Dana, the Divine Feminine tandem. And,
Yeah, that was great. Like it was just amazing for us to be able to experience that all together and be in the same place all together. Even that one too, it was the same. We were like on the same vibe completely the whole way. The three of us also creating that trifecta of energy, of divine feminine energy together and holding space for each other in it. And yeah, I felt like the energy was just in a beautiful like rotation and allowing us to just ride it and bring us wherever it needed us to go. Yeah.
just feeling so safe, like to be with your sisters and just being yourself, just being authentic to yourself and not feeling like you were being judged or any of
Not at
that.
all. It was an experience for us too, like just to see where it was going to go. Like we had no idea what was going to come out of that session. It was the first one to see, to have two people go under together and see what we got. And it was so in sync, everything. The messages out there were very powerful. The healing that we received was tremendous because after that session, I feel like I had blown up completely and that divine feminine energy had really come into my body to expose the toxic masculine inside of me and push that out big time. That's where the parts work happen. I'm tapping and holding. And Jane was like, "No, girls.
Oh yeah.
This is my temple. What are you doing?" Yeah. It brought out a lot of the yuckies and whatever needed to come out, but necessary. All necessary.
Yeah, and but what I thought was amazing was that activation, that Syrian activation with the light language, and just the way that the whole thing unfolded from like being in Egypt with the goddesses to the human like sisterhood and like moon worshiping scene, and then with the Syrian activation that came through, and then I think the last scene was like you were feeling or hearing water running, and I'm like, yeah, this is done. Like you just know, you just feel when okay, this is the end. Like they took us for this amazing ride. That was amazing, that session.
That whole thing was beautiful.
We're going to have to link it down below. It was so beautiful. From beginning to end. I think it was like 3 hours long, too. And it was technically, we were doing it for Dana. And remember, she healed a lot in that session, too. You did that whole, it wasn't just that activation and those visitations, but we saw that warrior life that
for her, yeah. It was like divided in 2 parts. It was just like part A, I think, was for Dana and whatever she was experiencing or what she needed to heal in that moment, and and then after that, it was really just
because we kind of had 2 intentions, 2 going into it. The one intention was for Dana's healing, and the other intention was to know how the 3 of us were connected. So, and they answered her questions like in order. It couldn't have been any more perfect. Like the way she had her questions written out, they were answered in order of the way the session went. It was incredible.
Amazing. Yes. I love that magical syncs, like how they just happen.
Magic.
Yeah.
There's so much magic. I mean, that's really what this last year has been about for me. It's just been so magic.
It's like, yeah, me too. Mine's been a little bit of everything. I find like everything that I've accumulated in the last, like I guess my whole like the awakening from beginning to end have all come in like different circles, full circles, full circles, full circles. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. There's been
loop
a
de
lot of
loops, lots of loops.
spirals.
Yeah, magical. Yeah, and just the forward progression and just coming back and going forward again and coming back and going forward.
Yeah, so I mean, we have a lot more expanding to do.
Oh yeah, I feel it. Like I feel like we're just starting to open. Like we're
Yeah.
just like getting a little taste of whatever, and now it's like, okay, let's all open fully. We're fully dilated now,
Yeah.
ready to push it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you, I mean, you even started like offering your channelings and energy healing.
Yes. Getting out
Yeah.
of my comfort zone, working independently. Um, I know I've been feeling a lot, like a huge push in me leaving my 3D job here for me to expand myself and express myself and help heal others in the next phase. It's coming. I feel it's coming.
I mean, just trust the process, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
It really is a process, and you can feel it like when you're going through it. Like you always, your human self, your ego always wants to be at the destination already, right? You just want to be there, but your soul knows that there's a natural progression to things, and it
Absolutely.
always works out. I mean,
Hmm.
if we didn't have full trust in what we were doing this year, we wouldn't have gotten here. You know, you have
Not
to
at
have
all.
that trust in what you're doing in the natural progression of things. So yeah, I feel and I feel like it's a good time because like people are gonna need this kind of healing.
Yes.
Um with everything going on right now, I mean it's triggering everyone's wounds.
Oh God, yes. Yes, I'm in this Corona couples group,
Corona couples.
Corona couples, about people who are separated from their loved ones because of the border closures. And I'm seeing every day that there's a lot of couples that are just dying. And it's so sad because they're not healed and their wounds are just being triggered because of that not being able to get, not being able to be with their partners, and because they need their partners. They're in a place where they need them for their own happiness. And being separated from them is really bringing out a really old wound inside that's just coming out. And I'm seeing a lot of breakups, a lot of just, selfies of them crying, and I'm like, oh, it's so sad. Like you just feel bad for them because it's like, yeah, I remember being there. I remember being in that state where I was just like, what am I gonna do? How are we gonna do this? You're so far.
Yeah.
But then it's like you do, I mean, but then the progression of how the healing has come had, like we always say, like, well, I say in every video, like how it's prepared us for this separation. I mean, that's pretty much what we've worked for, is how to be able to live through the separation without having to get consumed by it negatively. But yeah, I'm seeing it a lot. Like we were saying, people's wounds are coming out, and I'm seeing it a lot there in that community. Corona couples, Facebook. You are separated by your loved one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Mm, I don't know. I just think it's so fun, like connecting with so many people and meeting what Tina and I like to call our little babies. Like we call them our babies. Like if we had a baby, that would be our baby. Like every client that we've had have been our babies. And because they all hold,
Because we attract who we are.
yes, yeah, they all mirror things of like the things that we've been able to do, like heal prior to them coming to us. And yeah, it's always so relevant. Like we just already know like what's coming or what they've been through, understanding, holding so much compassion for them because we've been there and worked through it, and we still are working through it in some way or form, shape or form. But yeah, it's really cool to meet these people who we feel like are ready and willing. You know, we love that they're willing. It is that willingness that we want to get people to understand as well. If you're really thinking about a session with us, especially with us, because we're very dedicated to our mission in trying to help people get to where we are in that freedom. Well, yeah, it is freedom, where we don't have to be slaves anymore of our mental game or anything that's happening in this world. And to be able to decide, make that decision that you're going to say, yes, yes, I'm going to commit now to me, and I'm going to invest in myself and look at myself and hold that space and compassion for you and your how beautiful you really are inside. You know, like we don't. I remember like even myself like thinking I remember it made you cry because you said like it was so sad how I was just so playing so small. You know, like I'm just like can't seem to allow my light to shine because I was so used to holding myself inward, fearful of exposing that true self inside. And we do see the potential in a lot of people when they don't see their own light. I see it in them because it was in me too. And yeah, we just encourage a lot of people, the ones that are attracted to us as facilitators and channels, to help them get there. We just want to hold that hope for people. Like if you really are looking to heal, we'll definitely be able to hold space for you to get you there. We will show you. We'll hold the mirror up for you. Very, very with so much encouragement and love. Like that's all we really bring to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A safe space, you know, just the safe space of being able to just pour it all out. You know, people don't even realize how much they're carrying around with them
Oh
until they
yeah.
start to speak it. And then
Hmm.
it all comes out, and they're like, oh my God, I was really holding all of this.
Yeah.
Um, it's such a heavy burden to carry. And we're here, you know, holding this safe space, no judgment ever. We're the last people to judge you or anything you've been through.
No, because we were there. I mean, like we said, you are us and we are you. So we
Yeah.
understand completely.
Yeah. And just holding that space of safety and non-judgment and love for you just to fall in and release it all. You
Hmm.
know, it just needs your acknowledgement, really, and to say, yeah, this is what I've been through, and now I'm giving it a voice and releasing it. And that's just incredibly healing on its own. You know, a lot of the healing happens just in the pre-talk
Yeah.
before we even get to the session. Um, so yeah, it's been really beautiful. Just amazing people, amazing, beautiful souls. Yeah, just incredible. And I had, when I started this in September-ish, I had a fear. I had done that to myself. I had isolated myself, you know, and really hadn't had any exposure to the outside world. So I was a lot hesitant on meeting new people and speaking with people and mixing my energy with people because I had given so much of myself away. So that was one of my fears too, was giving too much of myself.
Hmm.
Um, but it's been amazing. Like I love meeting all these people now and getting to work with them and help them and empower them to see
Hmm.
who they truly are. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just give them just that boost of, we see who you really are. And I think they just need that too. Just that little validation. It's
Yeah.
always that little child in them that just needs that because they lacked it, like just how we did. It just we yeah, we show them who they are.
Right. And they know, they already know. They just need somebody else just to acknowledge it and tell and remind them to, and then they'll accept it. Because we always do that. We always want something outside of ourselves to acknowledge what we already know. But once that happens, then we start to really trust ourselves, and we realize that we really did know that whole time, and so that gives us the confidence to really start trusting in ourselves again. And yeah, I think a lot of people need that. I mean, just like with the sessions that we had, say, even with Lori or whatever, like, it just gives you like that boost, and then you start to really like dive in and trust yourself and your own knowing, because you really did know all along. You just didn't fully admit it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And before we go, I pulled this card twice today. I got a new deck. It's so beautiful. I love it. Work Your Light, Oracle cards.
I love those colors. They're so
I
pretty.
know. They're my favorite.
And look at the triangle at the top.
Yeah, because it's the same author as the Starseed deck.
Got it.
That's why I love it so much. So I pulled this card twice today. Anna, grandmother of Jesus.
It's just funny to think that Jesus had a grandmother.
I know.
I was thinking that today. I was just like, it's true. Jesus had a grandmother.
Seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. So Anna was Jesus' grandmother and a mystic, and she started laying the foundations of Christ consciousness, knowing that, her human self wouldn't see the results of that. I mean, we're just starting to see the results of that now, like the seeding really take hold in the collective, and how that's taking hold and uprooting all the darkness, to be seen and healed. And so her message was to really trust in your own divine plan, and that everyone is here to do something different. Like, some people are just here to mother their children. Some people are here to get women together in a circle every month. Some people are here to do BQH sessions and channelings and readings and RSR, but whatever that is to you, that's your unique divine path. And she's here reminding us that our path doesn't have to look like everybody else's, that we're each unique and we're each beautiful in our own divine expression of who we are, and that the world needs us in that authenticity, because nobody can be who we are. Like, that's unique and special. So that's what Anna is reminding us today, that we all have our own unique divine plan. So I just wanted to share that with everyone.
Beautiful.
Oh, and then the other card I pulled too, which goes with this one, is trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Trust, right? It's so like this path of really going for it, just doing what you feel called to do. It takes so much trust. And when the universe knows that you are trusting in it, it will reward that trust and show you over and over again why you have to keep trusting, because it always works out. So yeah, and I look down and there's Lemuria.
Oh, look at that. That's great.
Creating heaven on earth. It's happening.
Again, I like that.
And so we're going back to 5D. Did you hear that?
Is that thunder?
Yeah.
I had thunder too before.
Is that a confirmation?
I'll take it. I love that. I hope so.
I know.
Okay, we hear you, gods.
Thanks, God. Gods. Zeus?
God
There's
of
bowling up
thunder.
there?
Thor.
Thor?
Shit, it just thundered out here too.
Uh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yes. See, people, live magic.
Live magic.
Or it's the end of the world. I don't know.
I know, either or. So if anyone's still here, comment down below. Let us know what you've learned from watching our videos in the last year, and you'll get a free signed copy of our book.
Yes. Yes,
Love
please
yourself.
comment. Yeah.
A guide to
What's it called? Awakening the soul and putting the ego to sleep. That's the real title. That wasn't the original title.
That's the real title.
That's the real title.
What was the original title?
Love yourself. It was hashtag love yourself a journey home.
That's right. I like the new title.
Yeah,
you
because
had a
I
dream
saw
about
it
that.
in a dream.
That's right. Oh, that was another big thing we did this year. We don't even talk about it. We wrote a book and published it.
I thought we talked about that in the beginning.
Yeah, we did, but it wasn't like in our timeline of the year. You know?
Right. Oh yeah. Well, anyway, after that big bang session with Divine Feminine, and then I had like a nutty breakdown, like where my part came out because it was like shooken by the light. This book came out like right then, and then I was like, oh shoot! I was like, one more thing, I like to remember, and then the pandemic happened, like COVID came and stole our thunder. But like it's really funny because I look at the book and I read through it sometimes, and I'm like, that was really good. But then but it feels old, like it's an old part of myself, like right, like when I started waking up and just getting excited about life for the first time. It's that perspective change that I'm talking about and celebrating.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was really good. It is really good. It's just like, 5-6 years out, you're like, there's so much more you could add, but you don't want to start adding because.
Oh yeah, that's what happened last year. Like exactly a year ago, like from where this video is.
Yes.
I brought my laptop, and that in those 5 weeks I was editing. We're editing this book and going through, and I'm rewriting all the chapters, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to even read this. I don't even know who that was when I wrote it. It was just, I was having a crisis because I was panicking because I'm like, we really gotta finish this freaking project already. It's been like 5 years. It's time, It's ready to come out. I feel it's coming. It's coming. And then it comes out, and then the pandemic happens. But like all in timing. But it's a really good. Anyway, yeah. I didn't write this book, or we didn't write this book for the. I don't know. Like I don't. I feel like it's part of our story, but it's not like something that we're like, okay. It leaves us open to writing more books later, but it's not like the tell-all. We have a lot to teach. No, it's not a tell-all.
Beginning. It's a really beginning.
This
a
is
beginner's
really,
guide to awakening
really
the
like,
soul.
That's
what it should
the ego
say.
to sleep. Yeah, it really is.
It should
is
say
a guide.
A beginner's guide. I should say a beginner's guide.
Too late. It's published already. Maybe the second book. I was thinking maybe our second book we could talk about our session stories and.
Session stories would make a great book.
Yeah, we have a lot of good stuff. Just put all our things. And I was thinking also with our progression of like the whole year, doing the videos, YouTube videos, and what else we do? Like, yeah, bubbles, tandems, our surrogates, learning about that and venturing onto the website.
And
RSR, which is a remote spirit releasement. We're trainees right now, which is like energy clearings. We have tons of ideas that we're going to come out, which we are not going to talk about right now because we need to copyright that stuff. No, but we have a lot of ideas in the energy clearings, and bringing up, like when Tina and I started like doing things like this, we always had dreams of what we wanted to provide the public or how we wanted to go about our shop. And we
All
called
around
it
gal
like,
shop.
yeah, we called it the all around gal shop. And yeah, we're pretty much doing a lot of these things, you know, we're mentoring, we're doing sessions, we've written books, we clear out entities, we do a lot of different things, you know, and
We
we're
make
like
juice.
us being twin flames, like we also could touch up on the twin flame stuff. I mean, we talk to Jesus and Dolores Cannon like on a regular. Mary Magdalene comes out to help Ghost Bust. You know, we're
Yeah.
also tied to the Galactics.
Well, I was right, and I was saying today to the girl that asked for a clearing, I'm like, we work directly with a group of galactics and all the praise consciousness beings.
And Ascended Masters, like we're pretty cool. Like us and you know our girl Kwan, like we're like we have
We
like
got
all our
Jesus and
ties.
Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Anna now showed up.
Twice.
Grandmother.
Yeah, Dolores Cannon. We got Archangel Michael is a frequent. Gabriel. Your guide. What's the archangel name?
Christiel.
Christiel. Metatron.
Raziel.
Raziel. Like, I mean, and just our own energies as ourselves, and just you know, from that healing that we've created for ourselves and the space. You know, like
You're the best.
I don't want to say it, but okay. No.
You're pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're cool. I mean, like, we're pretty funny. We're funny, too. Like, I mean, our teacher and colleague Candace Craw Goldman invited us to go help her with her live BQH thing. And she
yeah,
asked us to make a video. Yeah, and we made a video together on, like, botched Zoom meetings, you know, like... And we had such a ball making it. Like it was just it started out as a joke, a practice, which ended up being used for the class because of how good it was. It was just funny. Like it was just over exaggerated, you know? Like my goal really is just to make you laugh.
Yeah.
We're
good at it. It worked, yeah. Yeah.
Which maybe one day you guys will be able to see. But anyway, we're going on a tangent here. But anyway, we appreciate you know, you being here with us for 101 videos for a whole year of growth and expansion and connection. Very blessed. Really blessed that we are in your living rooms and telephones and laptops.
Yes.
And we do we are here to serve. So I mean, any way that you want us to connect or anything, like please reach out to us. Comment, like, subscribe, press the bell. So you could watch us talk about God knows what, anything. Even comment down, like if you want us to talk about certain things. We're all open.
Yeah.
Ready to talk about whatever.
Open to suggestions or even channelings if you want us to do channeling.
Yeah. Yeah, channelings. We have like a whole topic list of things that we have to touch up on. I know we have a whole list of twin flame stuff that we wanted to touch up on as well. We have so much to talk about.
So
but
much
it's
to
just
do.
like, but every time we get on, we're like, okay, we're gonna do a video. Yeah, we get all like motivated. and then like we're on, like she Zoom meetings me, and then we're just like, what are we gonna talk about? I don't know. I thought you talked about it. You thought about it. I didn't think about it.
We're like, okay, we're gonna wing this again. Yeah, that's us winging it. Yeah, anyway, we love you guys, and thank you so much for being here with us for 101 videos, and we appreciate you so much. So much love, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.